Welcome. This is Chris Booth from Lydian, and today we've got the privilege of speaking to Dominic Neshi, or Dom Neshi from Wealthi. Hey, Dom, how you doing, mate?
Good, Chris. It's a pleasure to be on your show, and I can't wait to do some song and dance for your audience today.
Okay, well, that's the first question I've got. What's on your playlist today from a music perspective? I think people want to know.
Oh, I was listening to this morning. I woke up to a song it's an Italian song called Felicità, and it's by Albano. And effectively, it's this guy singing about how life is good and that we're blessed. And one specific line, he says, all I need is a cup of wine and a bit of bread in hand, and then life is good. So I listened to that and I woke up basically singing a bit of opera, and Charlotte wasn't that impressed.
Bellissimo. Now, I just want to point out behind you, someone's removing things from the house. I don't know whether they're being robbed or you're moving or whatever it would be, but just in case anyway. Cool.
Actually, funny story on that. I had a pile of stuff delivered to me today, and the driver decided to deliver it to another person's house and then sent me a text message 15 minutes afterwards. So I had to run down the street to get that.
Okay. Well, anyway, on a serious note, look, I mean, you and I have been friends for a long time, and I've watched the rise of Wealthi, and you and Pete are doing some great things out there. Can you just give me a little bit of an insight about Wealthi and what you're doing right now, mate?
Wealthi makes real estate investing easy. So what we do is we canvass the whole Australian market, but primarily work on the eastern seaboard. So Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Canberra, and we canvass for the best quality real estate that we can find. We specialize in brand new. And like you, we basically work with clients to figure out what their needs are, and then we match them to the right investment. We don't charge them any fees. We get paid by the developer. As any deal has an agent's fee in there, we've just pushed McGrath or Elders out of the deal, and then we get that transaction fee, similar to what you get for your brokering fee.
Perfect. Okay, cool. And so, I mean, look, I mean, there's a lot of noise out there in the, investing in property, and use this person. Can you tell me why someone would choose, Dom Neshi and the Wealthi team? What's the sort of the things that you bring to the table, and the experience and the knowledge about property as well?
Well, the first thing that our clients will notice is that we genuinely care. I mean, it sounds really dumb and simple,
nice.
But everyone in the team is very passionate about real estate. We invest in the deals that we're buying, and we're with the client for the life of the investment. When something, and the thing about real estate and any investment, things go astray, problems happen. And it's about being there when problems happen. It's about being there to set out the plan, to be very clear about how things are going to work. There's a lot of moving pieces, and we pride ourselves on having a number of people committed to the transaction, to making sure that it does happen. And again, with real estate, you're buying an asset. So it's not just purchasing it. You got to buy well, certainly, but then it's about maintaining it, making sure you get the right rental manager on board, partnering with the right mortgage broker, and getting all the right bits and pieces together to make sure that it works well. Over time, we keep on double checking to see that things are still working. We're in constant contact with all of our clients. As soon as we see that we've got equity back in that investment, we work with the broker to then release it and keep on investing.
Excellent. Okay, and that really resonates with me. I think, knowing yourself personally, Dom, I mean, you invested in property from an early age. I think it's important to find people who are really willing to sort of, dip their toe into property and have got experiences, not only just their own home, but also investing in property and seeing that growth and realizing that growth as well. I mean, so what was some of the, tell me a little about some of your feelings when you first thought about investing in property. And it's probably the wrong person to ask, actually, because you were just going to buy a property, whatever it took. So, but I mean, tell me what your thought process was when you first took that step.
So some of the things that I had noticed when I was buying that first investment is, one, I was super excited and I wanted to go and do it, but I was also terrified of making the wrong move, because there were so many pieces. There's organizing the finance, making sure the structure was correct, making sure that the investment was going to be right and it wasn't going to blow up or there was going to be any issues with it, making sure that the contract was being read correctly and I wasn't just signing away my life and being committed to effectively a lemon or a dud. There's so many bits and pieces along the transaction that you do need professional help and care. And I was very, very lucky because I had you, I had Terry Oates, I had, the property management team. There was all of these people that I could rely upon and trust that gave me a lot of confidence. But at the end of the day, you still have to follow your nose, follow your gut, and just kind of jump in and take that leap of faith. Because even to this day, when I'm buying real estate or buying an investment, there's always that element of, have I screwed up here? Or what thing aren't I seeing? And what elements am I missing?
Yeah, totally. And I think, I think one of the good things for us is that we've grown up, working with professionals and learned a lot from those guys as well. And again, it's okay. You can let your mum do what she needs to do. Hi, mum.
No, my mom's decided to bang some pots around. I'm like,
it's live. But I think the great thing about that is that you had all of those professionals around, to help you as well. And but also that, where Wealthi is today, you realize that in your world, you've got all these professionals still helping the clients in a similar sort of way, but you can be the sort of client centric and the relationship for that client as well. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Chris, you and I, we've worked on many deals together, and we're not naive. We've seen when things go wrong, and everyone likes to say that, pull the wool over a client's eyes and say everything will be perfect. Everything's going to work exactly to plan, but there's no one deal that ever works 100% to plan. There's always something.
Yeah.
There's always one thing or the other, and it's important to build in those fail safes, or to understand, if this happens, what's our fallback. If a valuation doesn't come in on the money, it doesn't necessarily mean a deal is bad, but maybe the lender doesn't want that type of investment. Maybe their credit policy doesn't fit, or maybe we're not getting as much rent for that investment because it wasn't marketed the correct way, or we didn't get the right manager, or perhaps something has happened along the way on the delivery. A material hasn't arrived. Who's going to go talk to the builder? Who's going to talk to the developer and have that hard conversation? I know that, your voice gets heard when you've got a bit more power in that relationship. So for instance, if we're doing 10 or 15 deals with one particular person, they're going to listen to us a lot more than if it's just one individual investor by themselves trying to battle them by themselves. So having the weight of, a team of people behind you that are working towards that end goal, that aren't naive, that have seen pain, that have seen where things can go wrong, can save you lots and lots of money, lots and lots of time, and also just that emotional heartache that comes along with investing.
Yeah, perfect. And, for me, working with trusted partners is very important. So, Lydian's got lots of clients now, and we're all actively looking, to invest in property or talk about property. So, if a client came through Lydian and we were introducing them to your team, what are the services you provide, and what would the kind of the client journey and the experience look like from your perspective?
We start with firstly talking to the Lydian partner, because it's your relationship, it's your client, you know them well, and we want to know who they are, what they're about, what things have you discussed, and what's the relationship that we're walking into. The other thing that's important is in talking with the client. So we immediately call those clients as soon as we get the details. We find out when we can. We reach out as soon as possible. We arrange for a phone call or a meeting via Zoom, and we do a discovery session. So we want to find out who the client is, what their needs are, what their goals, what their fears are. And then after that, we arrange a subsequent meeting to then go through different property choices. Now, we're very clear about showing them, the whole of the map, and showing them that there is a broad selection of property, and we're not just trying to funnel them into the one deal of the month. But then we also want to save their time and say, based on what your needs are, your goals, your aspirations, and your fears, these are the top one or two that we believe are going to suit you the best. And sometimes it's an iterative process, and we understand that. We're very, very patient and work with clients over time. And sometimes it just clicks and the deal happens and they know what they want and they buy the property that suits them best. So, with us, you get a great deal of transparency, commitment to the client, and also just a lot of patience. You don't want to send your client somewhere and they're going to get sold and jammed into something they don't want. we know that, they're not buying a bag of potatoes. It's a property. It's a big emotional investment as much as it should be just a financial one. And we walk them through it very, very patiently.
That's perfect, mate. Well, look, I think, for us at Lydian, we really appreciate having valued partners like Wealthi and the team there. And I know you guys do a great job, and we've got good relationships with the whole of the team there. I love the marketing. I love the podcast. So, if a client wants to get in touch with Dom Neshi and the Wealthi team, how would they best follow you and catch you?
Don't Google my name. No. No, just Google Wealthi, Wealthi. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram. I think there's a TikTok page. You go to our website. Give me a phone call. Chris, you've got all my details. I won't just say it on here because I've been getting a heap of pranks recently from Darwin or something recently. But just reach out. Send me an email, Dominic, DOMENIC at wealthi.com.au.
Perfect, Dom. Well, thanks very much for sharing a bit about Wealthi today. And look forward to our next catch up. And the Italian song, I'll be Googling now or looking on Spotify to see what it's like. But again,
it's spelled FELIC, Felicita, CITA, Felicita by Albano.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, Dom. PM me if you need to catch up with Dom anyway. But you have a great day. See you, mate.
See ya.